Welcome to Effective People, your HR transformation partner.
Hi, my name is Niels Peter Johansson, and I'm the SME for Learning. I will now go through what I judge is the most important updates in the second half of 2024 release of Learning. The agenda today will be first looking at the most important topics, then we will look at other release features, then we have the deep dive topic, and then we have the product roadmap. In the end, we have a few bonus slides about the integrated learning experience and also a little bit about the mail validation that has been added into Learning. Most important topics. The integrated learning experience is still one of the most important topics of these releases. We in the deep dive will dig a bit deeper, where we will explain what changes has come to the ILX. For example, it will be Manager View. You can now search the library using categories. You can create custom pages. And also that from the learning admin side, some permissions has been updated. Also, ILX is now available for external learning users that accesses learning from a learning site. More about this when we get to the deep dive. The artificial intelligence has now also entered the world of learning. So if you need help to write your title and your description in Learning, you can now use the Analyze Text feature and also use the AI-assisted tools to rewrite what you have entered. Do be aware that this requires that you have an AI premium license and have some AI units to be used. And also just nota bene, the picture we are showing here is not from Learning, but from within the Opportunity Marketplace. If you have Talent Intelligence Hub, so skills, competencies, and attributes, and you furthermore have the AI premium license or AI unit, then now you can also use AI to assist you with skills and mapping them when you import the items from importing them in bulk. If you have a subscription to one of the Open Content Network providers, AI can also be used to associate skills with the Open Content Network items based on the predefined skills that are provided from the Open Content Network providers. This requires that you have an AI premium license, Talent Intelligence Hub, and of course, one of the many Open Content Network providers. Now moving on to other release features. This release brings enhancements to the administrator and peer suggestions. So now learners can see whether it's an administrator or a peer that has suggested their learning items. Learners can view and access external links suggested by administrators in the Suggested for Me section on the new Learning homepage. The recommendations coming from administrators are now reportable if you use report stories. The administrator recommendations are now more visible in the recommendation email that comes out to people and also recommended collections tab of the collection page for your learners. To further enhance the learning history view, SuccessFactors has now moved a lot of the details into kind of a sub-page, so you have a plain overview of your completions. If you use the little arrow, you can dig deeper into details. The use of banners has now been improved in the way that you can now upload specific images for mobile. And the preview features has been made so you can see how it looks both on mobile and on the browser. Some of the other updates covers new configuration that will improve your completion when you're using SCORM 2004 4th edition content. There's a guardrail for running multiple curriculum background jobs. So basically when a job is scheduled to run while a conflicting job is in progress, the system will now postpone the scheduled job by 60 minutes and send an email notification to the administrator. We have the email domain validation and reporting. We have a further slides in the bonus slides about what that means, but in Learning, you can now enable this. It will look into what domains has been validated in the admin center of SuccessFactors, and Learning will now adhere to the same domains. Overdue training reminder enhancements. We will also get a little bit into that in the deep dive, but now you can actually send training reminders directly as a manager from your homepage. The assessment exam usage is now visible on the objectives page. So also an enhancement on that. If you subscribe to one of the Open Content Network providers, now one of the improvements is that when you get typically a daily import of courses, they will now automatically be imported into your catalog of courses as an admin. Before, you had to manually select which ones you wanted to import and do it as a manual process. And finally, the disable option for the new learning experience has been removed in this release. This release also brings some deprecation or deletions. Deprecation of copy user will happen in June next year. The free of charge subscriptions will be removed November 15 next year. News feature in learning will be deleted on May 16 next year. The legacy learning homepage will also be removed on May 16 next year. And if you use the API in any way indirectly in learning, the learning token server will be deprecated in November 20th on 2026. Deprecation of legacy item details will go away May 16th. The external user feature is deleted by November 15 this year. And the native user sign-in will be deleted on November 15, 2024. The support for a virtual learning system, Skype, will be deleted here on November 15th this year. Now moving on to the deep dive topics. The integrated learning experience of 2405 release, so last release, plus what has been added in this release. So, as before, in the integrated learning experience, you can create banners. You can create up to 49 custom banners, and every user can see up to 5 banners in a carousel. Custom cards. You can create up to 100 custom cards. Users can see up to 8 cards in a section. Admin suggestions, so recommendations, are now visible and suggested to me on the learning plan. You can hide dial list, which actually that will not be possible in this release. You can hide the required learning section if you set up some different groups that it can be done for. And non-required assignments by admin and manager will be in the import learning section. What came up in this release can now add up to 5 custom pages. Each page can contain a banner, so basically up to 5 banners. And then you can create up to 6 custom sections. And every of these sections can contain up to each of them 8 different cards. In the legacy learning experience, we had the browse library, which would allow you to browse through all courses in the library. Last release brought on a new search for learning, where you have to type in parts of training, but you cannot go and browse all. This release now brings back a browse library feature, but it's not browse all. But this time it's browse library based on a specific category. So when you use the browse library, you will get options to choose between the different categories. And you select one, you will be taken to the search result featuring all the courses that are tagged with that specific category. Currently, if you do want to have a browse all feature, one of the things that we could recommend is to use a category called all courses or all, and then use that for this. We don't know yet if SuccessFactors will actually provide us a browse all courses. The manager view has been updated, so you now from the learning experience can use the team view, and you go in and see your team members on the left side. You can already see in there after their names if they need attention. When you have a person selected, you can see it's divided into 3 tabs: required learning, important learning, and invest in myself. And from here, you can also see there's a button saying send reminders. So you can directly from here send a reminder to the person about taking action upon any courses that might be overdue. In case that you have the permission to see other teams, so if you have alternate teams, you can do that from the drop-down around my team. You can also send reminders to other teams from there. From the right side where you saw the send reminder, the 3 dots will also allow you to see the history of the person and also give you the opportunity to assign alternate managers. As an admin, we now have 2 different roles for the users. So now you can control whether a manager is allowed to manage assignments and manage enrollments or both. But from the 3 dots close to the team, the manager has the opportunity to manage assignments, add to learning history, and manage the enrollments. As a learning admin, you now have the opportunity to work with custom pages. You can create up to 5 custom pages, and within every custom page, you can have banners. It will show you the top 5 banners for that population that the page is intended for. You can create up to 6 sections, and each of them can contain up to 8 custom cards. And when you have made them, it will be available from the activities menu, as you can see in the bottom right picture here. Please note that any cards that you want to use, any banners that you want to use, are created the same way as always. So in the custom pages, it's more you set up the sections, but then you add the custom cards, and in the banners area, you add the banners that you have already created in the banners or custom cards section of SuccessFactors Learning. Here's an example of a custom page. So get started with LMS. In this custom page here, we have 1 banner, we have 1 section, and we have 2 custom cards. It's also worth mentioning that if you have external learning users that are accessing learning from an external learning website, then now the new ILX is also supported for that audience. The approvals are now available in Learning as well. Before, it used to be only on SuccessFactors homepage. Now in Learning, they are available in requests for me. So if you do have approvals for external training or internal training, they will appear in the requests for me section of the new homepage. One of the enhancements from the admin side is that now you can control an admin that can have access to manage the custom experience, so having access to making banners, custom cards, and custom pages, but you might not want that same admin to have access to the whole system configuration. So now you can specify specifically an admin role that can only work with the user experience. And now onto the product roadmap. At current time, there's not a whole lot on the roadmap. We know that the support for XAPI has been pushed for the last couple of releases. At least now it seems that they are scheduling it for the second quarter of 2025. So meaning May release next year. End of next year, they're looking into automatic routing for the on-the-job task checklist observations. So let's see what comes. Here's just a list of some of the known issues of this release. There's a lot of things that has been tested and has a few tweaks that needs to be done. So at least here's a list of all of those that we have seen so far.
Thank you for joining. We hope you found this video insightful and inspiring. If you're ready to take your workforce to the next level, visit our website for more valuable resources and solutions.